My child, listen closely. You are not here by mistake. This message is not a coincidence. It was written for your heart, for your moment, for the very place you stand in today. Heaven has aligned this encounter. It was sent not from man, but from the heart of your Father who sees you, who knows you, and who has never stopped walking beside you even when you thought you were alone. Today, I speak to you because there is something sacred I must reveal. Something I have waited for you to be ready to receive. There is someone in your family, someone who has been close to your heart, and I have decided it is time to separate you from them. Do not panic. Do not fear. This is not a rejection. It is not cruelty. This is a divine shift. For I have watched the heaviness you carry when you are near them. I have heard the confusion in your prayers. I have seen the conflict within your spirit, torn between love and survival, between loyalty and peace, between holding on and letting go. You have been faithful. You have tried. You have endured things no one else knows. And still, you gave them grace. Still, you stayed longer than you should have. Still, you waited for change. But now, I am stepping in. Because I love you. Because I have heard your cries at midnight. The ones you stifled beneath your pillow. The ones you never dared to speak aloud because it felt too painful, too disloyal, too final. I have not ignored you. I have held every tear. I have caught every sigh. And now I say enough. You were not created to live in emotional captivity. You were not placed in this world to constantly absorb their storms. There is a difference between enduring hardship and being buried beneath someone else's chaos. I am not the God of confusion. I do not sow torment into the hearts of my children. What you have been feeling, the weariness, the anxiety, the unspoken grief, hath been me gently pulling your soul away from what can no longer go with you. This person may share your blood, but they no longer share your path. And I know how hard that is to hear. You see, my beloved, sometimes your heart remembers only the good moments. It clings to the laughter, the memories, the promises made long ago. But I see what you try not to see. I see how your light dims when you're with them. I see how they dismiss your truth. I see the way they turn your kindness into weakness, your patience into silence, your love into a weapon against you. This is not the love I created you to live within. There comes a time when even the strongest heart must release what is slowly drowning it. There comes a day when peace must be chosen over proximity. And that day is today. I have whispered before. I have sent signs. I have nudged you with a knowing, a feeling, a stirring in your gut. But now, I speak plainly. It is time to let them go. Not with hate, not with bitterness, but with clarity. You are not abandoning them. You are returning to yourself. You are not being cold. You are being healed. You are not giving up. You are growing up. This is a divine pruning. And though it feels like loss, it is truly gain. For every time I take something from your life, I never leave you empty. I always replace it with something greater, more aligned, more whole, more life-giving. But to receive what is next, your hands must be empty. Release them. Yes, I know the history. I know the shared stories, the birthdays, the holidays, the prayers you prayed for them. I know the ache you feel in imagining a future where they are no longer in the same room. But I also know the future I've prepared for you. and I will not allow you to forfeit your calling to preserve a bond I am no longer blessing. Child, some family is tied to your history, but not to your destiny. And I say this with tenderness. I know how loyal you were. I know how hard it is to walk away when you love deeply. But I also know the weight it places on your soul to constantly explain yourself, to be misunderstood, to shrink for the sake of peace, to walk on eggshells hoping not to trigger another outburst. This is not the peace I promised. The peace I give restores you. The peace I give quiets your storms. The peace I give heals your soul. And that peace cannot live where manipulation and control are allowed to thrive. I am the Lord your God. I am not only the God of miracles. I am the God of boundaries. And I am establishing one now. I will not allow them to continue feeding from your light while refusing to honor your presence. I will not allow them to use guilt to keep you tangled in their web. That is not love. That is bondage. And I did not send you into this world to be a sacrifice to someone else's brokenness. I sent you to be light. And now that light must be preserved, you will feel a shift in your spirit. You already have. That uneasy feeling when you speak to them. That sense of mourning that follows every interaction. That strange heaviness that lingers after visits or phone calls. This is not just your imagination. This is your spirit responding to my movement. Do not ignore it. I am setting you free. You are not betraying them. You are obeying me. For what I have next for you requires space, emotional space, spiritual space, peaceful space. You cannot rise while holding the weight of someone who refuses to walk. You cannot heal while constantly being reopened. You cannot fly while dragging chains. It is time. You may not understand everything now, but one day you will. You will look back and see how I protected you. You will realize that had you stayed, your soul would have withered. You would have become a version of yourself that looked like survival instead of joy. But I love you too much to let that happen. So I step in now. Let them go with grace. Wish them healing. Release them into my hands. I am capable of reaching them in ways you never could. That is not your battle. Your assignment with them is complete. What remains is for me to handle. Your only task now is to trust. I will surround you with new connections. I will send people who speak your language, those who hear your heart, without needing you to explain every wound. They will love you without demand. They will stand with you without control. They will celebrate you without competition. These new souls are coming. They are already being drawn to your light. But I must first remove what blocks your hands from receiving them. Be still. Let the tears come if they must. This is not the death of your story. It is the beginning of your resurrection. You are being reborn not in bitterness but in truth. Not in fear but in clarity. Not in rage but in revelation. Your peace matters to me. Your future matters to me. And no, not everyone will understand. They will question you. They will say, but they're your family. And to that I say, yes, they were. But not every family member is meant to go with you into your promised land. Some were part of Egypt, not your Canaan. And if you cling to Egypt out of guilt, you will miss the milk and honey I've prepared. Let them go. If you love them, let them go. If you trust me, let them go. If you believe in healing, let them go. And now, I invite you to speak this truth out loud, not for my ears, but for your soul. Amen. I trust you, Lord. I receive your instruction. I release what no longer serves my spirit. I receive the peace, the people, and the promise you have for me. Let this be the moment your freedom begins. Let this be the hour heaven rejoices not because of what you've lost, but because of what you finally made room to gain. And beloved, if this message has stirred your soul, if something deep within you knows that this is confirmation, do not keep it to yourself. Share it. Spread it. Someone else is waiting for the courage to let go. You are never alone. Heaven walks beside you. My beloved, stay with me now, for this moment is sacred. The world may not understand what I am doing in your life, but I do not ask the world for permission to bless you. I am your Father, your Creator, your refuge. I move not according to opinions, but according to purpose. And you, my child, are still in the center of my plan. You wonder sometimes, what if I'm wrong? What if I misunderstood? But hear me now, this peace you feel as I speak to you, this quiet clarity that steadies your heart, this stillness that wraps around your spirit like a warm mantle, this is my confirmation. You are not moving in rebellion. You are moving in obedience. And obedience always leads to life. I see how deeply you feel things, how easily you carry others on your back, even when it hurts you. You were born with a heart that wants to fix, to heal, to mend every broken thread in your family's fabric. But there is a difference between being loving and becoming lost. You are not called to disappear for the sake of keeping others comfortable. I gave you a name. I gave you a voice. I gave you dreams and gifts and purpose, and none of those things were meant to be buried beneath guilt. You are not selfish for protecting your peace. You are not disloyal for walking away from what consistently wounds you. You are honoring me when you honor the life I gave you. And now, listen carefully. I am not only calling you out, I am calling you forward. Forward into a season where love does not hurt. Forward into a space where your voice is welcomed, not silenced. Forward into divine rest, not because everything is perfect, but because your soul is no longer at war. The person you are becoming is not a mistake. This version of you that is more peaceful, more discerning, more guarded with your energy, that version is not wrong. It is rising. It is becoming. You are learning how to choose life. Yes, I know what they said. I know the blame they put on you. I know the names they used to shame you into staying, the twisting of stories, the attempts to paint you as the problem. But I see everything, and I do not need human words to reveal truth. I am truth. And I say this again. I am not calling you to remain where your identity is constantly under attack. I am lifting you up. Do not confuse stillness with passivity. You are not weak for walking away. You are strong for choosing the harder road, the one where you must wrestle with grief, with silence, with the uncertainty of what comes next. But even here, in this wilderness, I am with you. Just like I was with Moses. Just like I was with Elijah. Just like I was with every soul I ever called to greater. You are not the first to leave the familiar to follow me, and you will not be the last. Let me tell you something, my child. The peace you are about to enter will not just be external, it will be internal. You will wake up and not feel the heaviness that used to greet you every morning. You will walk into rooms and no longer shrink to fit someone else's comfort. You will breathe without holding it in anticipation of the next emotional ambush. Freedom is not just a place, it is a presence. And my presence is going with you. I will give you dreams again. I will ignite creativity where fear once lived. I will restore your laughter. I will bring back color into places that had turned gray. This separation is not punishment. It is preparation. And one day, you will thank me not because the road was easy, but because it led you back to me. I will strengthen your heart. Every time the sadness tries to creep back in, I will meet it with comfort. Every time you second-guess your decision, I will whisper again, you are safe now. I will surround you with confirmations, divine encounters, and moments of supernatural peace that leave no doubt you did the right thing. You are not cursed for walking away. You are covered. Covered by grace. Covered by wisdom. Covered by my love that never wavers, never falters, never fails. And yes, I will even use this separation to teach you how to love yourself in a way you never have before. You will learn that your worth was never attached to how much pain you could endure. You will learn that loyalty to me sometimes requires disappointing others. You will learn that letting go is not losing, it is liberating. And even though the nights may feel longer for a time, joy will return in the morning. I will not let sorrow be your home. You are only passing through. You not go back, not even out of nostalgia, not even for closure. Some doors must remain closed because what is behind them will only undo what I've healed. Trust me to write the rest of the story without revisiting the chapters I have already edited out. I am not the God of backtracking. I am the God who makes all things new. And now, hear this deeply. I am releasing favor over your next steps. Where there was resistance, there will now be flow. Where there was fear, there will now be faith. Where there was chaos, there will now be calm. This is a spiritual realignment. Everything that is not in harmony with your healing will be removed. Not out of anger, but out of love. Because I want more for you than survival. I want joy for you. Real, deep, unshakable joy. Your energy will return. Your smile will not feel forced. Your thoughts will quiet. You will look at yourself in the mirror and see someone who is whole, not someone broken trying to look strong, but someone strong because they chose to heal. You are not defined by what you let go of. You are defined by what you are walking toward. Heaven rejoices in your obedience. And I say again, this is not a coincidence. You were meant to hear this. The moment you clicked, the moment these words reached your heart, it was all orchestrated. You didn't stumble upon this message. You were drawn to it. Your spirit knew before your mind could explain it. I love you too much to leave you bound. And because I love you, I will keep reminding you even after this message ends, even when doubt returns, even when memories whisper old lies, I will speak again. Through nature, through a stranger's kindness, through moments of quiet, I will keep speaking because your healing is my priority. So now, beloved, take this word into your heart. Let it become your foundation. Breathe it in like fresh wind, and declare it again with all the faith in your soul. Amen. I receive this. I trust you, Father. I choose freedom. I choose peace. I walk forward in your promise. Now go in peace, my child. This is not the end, it is the great beginning. You are not alone. We walk with you. Heaven surrounds you. And we will speak again soon.